1, 10, anyone? No one? Have they kissed you with Caesar's lips, touched you with his hands? Has it been his name you cried out in the dark? And afterwards alone, has he reproached you, and have you begged forgiveness of his memory?
Beverly Hills Hotel, 1962. Elizabeth Taylor is sleeping with Richard Burton. She's still married to Eddie Fisher, who she stole from Debbie Reynolds. This was just a regular day of Hollywood chaos. From the golden age to the 2000s, some actors and actresses didn't just have co-stars. They collected them, dozens of partners, sometimes at the same time. Politicians, musicians, other stars. Some hit it, others turned it into a brand. This is 12 actors and actresses who slept with everyone in Hollywood. Number 12, Lana Turner. Discovered at 16 sipping a Coke at a Sunset Boulevard malt shop, Lana Turner became MGM's sweetheart who couldn't stay faithful to anyone. 8 marriages and countless affairs made her Hollywood's most married star. Howard Hughes was obsessed. Frank Sinatra couldn't leave her alone, and she burned through husbands, including bandleader Artie Shaw, actor Stephen Crane twice, and millionaire Bob Topping. Then came Johnny Stompanato, a mobster who became violently abusive. On April 4, 1958, Turner's 14-year-old daughter Cheryl stabbed him to death during a fight where he threatened to kill them both. The inquest ruled justifiable homicide, but the scandal nearly destroyed her career. She kept working and collecting lovers, including Clark Gable, Robert Taylor, and Tyrone Power. Despite everything, she called herself a square from the Midwest, as if she had no control over the chaos.
If the Dramatist Club wants to eat and sleep with you, you eat and sleep with them.
It's disgusting.
It pays off.
Number 11, Tony Curtis. Born Bernard Schwartz in the Bronx, Tony Curtis became Hollywood's pretty boy and slept with nearly every leading lady he worked with. He married Janet Leigh in 1951, and they became Hollywood's golden couple with daughters, including Jamie Lee Curtis. That didn't stop his affairs with Marilyn Monroe during Some Like It Hot, Natalie Wood during The Great Race, and countless others. He divorced Janet in 1962 and immediately married 17-year-old German actress Christine Kaufmann. That marriage lasted 4 years before he moved on, racking up 6 marriages total by 2010. His daughters from his first marriage didn't attend his funeral and were cut from his will. The charming leading man died estranged from almost everyone, leaving behind old films and bitter memories.
You don't want me, sugar. I'm a liar and a phony, a saxophone player, one of those no-good-nicks you keep running away from.
Number 10, Debbie Reynolds. Everyone knows Debbie Reynolds as the victim when Elizabeth Taylor stole Eddie Fisher in 1958. What they don't know is Reynolds became a player herself. She married shoe millionaire Harry Carl in 1960, who turned out to be a compulsive gambler that lost her entire fortune by 1973, leaving her millions in debt while raising Carrie Fisher alone. Then came Richard Hamlet in 1984, a real estate developer who spent her money and controlled her career until their 1996 divorce nearly bankrupted her again. Terrible taste in men, incredible resilience in surviving them. Unsinkable Molly Brown wasn't just a role, it was her life. She outlived most of her enemies and died one day after Carrie in 2016, holding on just long enough to see her daughter home.
Small lady lives to love.
Number 9, William Shatner. Captain Kirk romancing alien species wasn't acting, it was practice. William Shatner married 4 times and left affair rumors across 5 decades. His first marriage ended in 1969 after Star Trek fame. His second to Marcy Lafferty lasted 1973 to 1996, but insiders said he was never faithful. Then came Noreen Kidd in 1997, despite warnings about her alcoholism. 2 years later, she drowned in their pool while Shatner was allegedly out. Investigators ruled it accidental, but the circumstances were suspicious. He married again in 2001, divorced in 2020, and at 89 was still chasing women. Nichelle Nichols hinted at a Star Trek affair but never confirmed it. Other co-stars whispered similar stories. Shatner's charming public image hid decades of behavior that would have destroyed lesser careers.
I'm so very frightened.
That's the way they want you to feel. Makes them think that they're alive.
Number 8, Burt Reynolds. The 1970s belonged to Burt Reynolds, and he slept through that decade like he was running out of time. Smokey and the Bandit made him the biggest star in Hollywood, and he used it to collect lovers. Sally Field was the one that got away. He spent the rest of his life talking about her, but she got tired of his cheating and ego. Before Sally came Dinah Shore, 20 years older, scandalizing Hollywood in 1971. After Sally came Lonnie Anderson in 1988, leading to one of Hollywood's ugliest divorces over money, custody, and tabloid lies. Chris Evert, Tammy Wynette, Adrienne Barbeau, and countless others filled the gaps. Reynolds died in 2018 broke, alone, still talking about Sally Field. Collecting everyone meant keeping no one.
We're going in the rocket chair, honey.
Good.
Number 7. Joan Crawford. She started as dancer Lucille Lesueur and slept her way to the top of MGM. Studio heads, directors, producers, co-stars, Joan Crawford understood sex was currency in 1920s Hollywood and spent it liberally. Clark Gable was her most passionate conquest during Dancing Lady, though he moved on, and she never forgave him. 4 marriages, including Douglas Fairbanks Jr., but marriages were formalities between affairs. Her rivalry with Bette Davis was fueled by competing for the same men and roles. By Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? In 1962, the hatred was real. She didn't hide her reputation, didn't apologize, and kept working until 1970. She died in 1977 alone, estranged from her adopted children who later revealed the abuse in Mommy Dearest. Before we get to the top 6, which one shocked you the most? Did you ever heard about these scandals? Drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. We've got people tuning in from Los Angeles to London, New York to Sydney.
Get out before I kill you!
What's that for?
I do that in all my pictures.
Number 6. Ava Gardner. 3 marriages. Mickey Rooney at 19, bandleader Artie Shaw at 20, then Frank Sinatra in 1951. The Sinatra marriage was volcanic, with fights so loud neighbors called police, affairs on both sides, and a love so intense it never really ended. They divorced in 1957, but Frank called her every week until she died in 1990, still in love with the one who got away. Between and during marriages came Howard Hughes, who was obsessed with her, George C. Scott, who beat her during their affair, Robert Taylor, bullfighters in Spain, and Ernest Hemingway, who wrote about her constantly. She lived in London and Spain to escape Hollywood, drank heavily, and never apologized for any of it. Deep down, "I'm pretty superficial" was her favorite line about herself. She died in 1990 at 67 from pneumonia and emphysema, broke despite decades of stardom. Frank Sinatra quietly paid her medical bills at the end.
This time he's not going to sneak a few minutes with me when he can get away from you. This time you'll see him only when I don't want him.
Number 5. Errol Flynn. In his autobiography, My Wicked, Wicked Ways, Errol Flynn claimed over 12,000 women. Even cutting that in half, the number is staggering. The swashbuckling star of Robin Hood lived exactly like his characters, betting co-stars, socialites, and anyone else who caught his eye. Both de Havilland sisters ended up with him at different times, proving no one in Hollywood was off limits. He married 3 times, including 17-year-old Patrice Y. Moore when he was 41, but marriage never slowed him down. In 1942, he faced statutory rape charges involving 2 teenage girls. He was acquitted, but the trial ruined his reputation and turned him into a punchline. The phrase "in like Flynn" became slang for easy sexual conquest. He drank heavily, did drugs, and partied until his body gave out. Dead at 50 from a heart attack in 1959, worn out from a lifestyle that would have killed most men years earlier. The autopsy showed he had the body of a 75-year-old.
What else do you call a man who takes advantage of the king's misfortune to seize his power?
Number 4. Marlon Brando. Method acting applied to seduction. Marlon Brando married 3 times, had 11 confirmed children, and slept with nearly every leading lady he worked with from the 1950s through the 80s. Rita Moreno had a passionate 8-year affair with him that nearly destroyed her mental health. Marilyn Monroe during their brief encounter. Rumors about James Dean that he never fully denied. He claimed bisexuality later in life with the casual line, "I've tried everything once." His autobiography detailed affairs with everyone from co-stars to random encounters, treating sex like another form of artistic exploration. Last Tango in Paris wasn't acting. It was Brando being Brando on camera. By the end, he weighed over 300 pounds, lived as a recluse, and watched his family fall apart through tragedy and scandal. He died in 2004 at 80, one of the greatest actors who ever lived and one of the most self-destructive.
It's standing in with the right people so you get a little bit of change jingling in your pocket.
And if you don't?
If you don't, write down.
Number 3. Elizabeth Taylor. 8 marriages to 7 men, with Richard Burton getting her twice. She started at 18 with hotel heir Nicky Hilton, who turned out to be abusive. Then Michael Wilding, Mike Todd, who died in a plane crash, and Eddie Fisher, who she stole from best friend Debbie Reynolds in Hollywood's biggest scandal of 1958. The public hated her for it, but she didn't care. Then came Richard Burton in 1963 during Cleopatra, an affair so explosive it made international headlines and nearly got them both blacklisted. They married in 1964, divorced in 1974, remarried in 1975, and divorced again in 1976. Between Burton marriages came politician John Warner and construction worker Larry Fortensky, who she met in rehab. Affairs with Montgomery Clift and James Dean were rumored but never confirmed. Every co-star was a potential target, and her famous line, "I've only slept with men I've been married to. How many women can say that?" was technically true but completely absurd given the number of marriages.
The instant I saw you, entering Rome on that monstrous stone beast, shining in the sun like a little gold toy.
Number 2. Warren Beatty. His biographer claimed 12,775 women. Warren Beatty never married until age 54 when Annette Bening finally trapped him, and until then, he worked his way through Hollywood like it was his personal catalog. Joan Collins in the 1950s, Leslie Caron, who left her husband for him, Julie Christie during Shampoo, which was basically his autobiography on screen, Natalie Wood, Diane Keaton, Madonna, Cher. Every major actress of the 60s through 80s has a Warren Beatty story. Carly Simon's You're So Vain was allegedly about him, and he was reportedly proud of it. Jackie Kennedy was rumored but never confirmed, though insiders said they were definitely involved. He finally married Annette Bening in 1992 after she got pregnant, settled down completely, and has been faithful ever since. 4 kids, a normal marriage, and a complete personality change. Turns out he could stop, he just needed the right reason.
Use your imagination.
I'm using it.
Let me know when you're finished.
Number 1. Clark Gable, the king of Hollywood. 5 marriages, endless affairs with nearly every leading lady he worked with, and a reputation that made him untouchable at MGM. Joan Crawford fell hard during Dancing Lady and never fully got over him. Loretta Young had his secret baby after The Call of the Wild and gave the child up for adoption to hide the scandal that didn't come out until decades later. Grace Kelly joined the list during Mogambo, adding another notch to his belt. Carole Lombard was supposed to be the one who tamed him. They married in 1939, and by all accounts, he was genuinely in love for the first time. Then she died in a plane crash in 1942 during a war bonds tour, and Gable was never the same. He enlisted at 41, flew combat missions hoping to die, came back alive and kept working, but friends said the light went out. He kept sleeping around until the very end. His last affair was with a woman 30 years younger while filming The Misfits with Marilyn Monroe in 1960. He died of a heart attack that same year at 59, worn out from everything except the womanizing. The king died in his prime, leaving behind a legend that nobody in Hollywood has ever matched.
You have the gall to face me.
When I think you could have had my millions if you just waited a little while. Oh, how fickle is woman.